you're going to run out of gas.
This is what's
you're
keeping
gonna
you
have
stationary.
to pull over and get gas. You better hope they have gas, because a lot of times they run out of gas.
Yeah.
In a lot of places, they run out of gas when there's hurricanes. So you have to have a full tank. You have to make sure your car's not a gas guzzler.
Yeah.
You're going to have to shut it off maybe, because you're stuck in the middle of this fucking road and it's not going anywhere because there's 10 million people on the same road. That's a mindset
Terrifying, yeah.
that people don't take into consideration when they think about living in places like that. You have to take into consideration the fact that everyone has to go in one direction. Not good. And Florida is shaped like a dick, right? So it's a narrow-ass bullshit state.
Dude.
And everybody's going towards the north.
That's what's scary about LA too. Even with these like last few earthquakes happening, I'm like, oh man, dude, like we're just not set up in a leave town with ease.
No, LA's not set up like that at all. For example, Texas 146, which travels through Liberty County, dumped 600,000 people into a county with only 70,000 residents.
Oh, that makes sense.
Dude, you know how insane that is? 600,000 people in a place that only has 70,000 residents. That's crazy. Thousands of people ran out of gas. Their cars overheated from all the inching along, causing many to stop and sleep along the highway. There are even reports of price gouging by convenience store owners inundated with customers. Crazy. The death of 24 Bel Air nursing home residents who died when their chartered bus caught fire and exploded at about 6:45 a.m.
Oh my God, clogged the
on
interstate.
traffic clogged interstate. So the car overheat and caught fire.
Yeah, so that's happening just with the influx of people, right? There's just cars popping off and.
Dude, when you gotta get the fuck away from a hurricane, that is.
Have you been in one or any sort of tornado?
Not like that. No, nothing like that.
Any desire
hurricanes that had made it all the way, like Gloria, made it all the way to Boston when I was a kid. That was a, but it wasn't.
Did you have to go in a shelter and all that?
No, it wasn't that scary. It wasn't. By the time it got all the way up to Boston, it was nothing like the tropical ones. The ones where you're catching them hot off the ocean.
Yeah.
And you're getting those fucking Florida Keys, those fucking Miami ones.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Bro, those are bananas.
Take you down.
I was in a rainstorm once in Miami where the whole highway had to stop. Whole highway stopped.
Because you couldn't see anything.
You couldn't see a goddamn thing. The whole highway stopped.
It's wild how long people will drive still too with you when you just can't see.
No one was driving.
Okay, at this point.
It was so bad, no one was driving. I was doing a gig in Miami. Eddie Bravo was doing a jiu-jitsu seminar in Miami. I was doing a gig in West Palm. That's what it was. And I had to go down and travel to Miami with him. We had to stop on the highway. Stop dead. The whole highway.
Oh my God.
It was white. You couldn't see anything.
That's like apocalypse shit.
It's
For
just,
how long?
That wasn't that long. Because they just dumps and then it goes away in a few minutes and it becomes passable, where it's just raining now. It's not so insane that no one can see.
Right.
But you've never seen that before if you've never been in like a tropical place.
Yeah.
That was a normal rainstorm. That wasn't like a hurricane warning.
Right.
They just get so bananas you can't fucking see a car in front of you. You can't see anything.
That's so fucking nuts.
Yeah, dude.
I had to go into shelter once, a tornado. My grandparents and mom from Oklahoma, and when they were living there, we went into the shelter. Tornado people, like we were down there with people that were just like, we might have to live down here. This could be the new, like it was my grandparents, a few of their friends, and people that were just like went to this shelter. And I'm fucking 10, surrounded by true doomsday guys that were just like, this is where we live now. Like you might need to, and you look like you're the fattest kid here, young Adam, so we might need to be chomping on those beef jerky titties.
Ugh.
It was wild, but even just the idea that like, oh, we're running away from this was wild. Because Seattle, we didn't have any of that growing up. We just had, torrential rain and whatnot.
One time when we were at the Nashville airport, we had to go into the tornado shelter. There was tornadoes in Nashville, but nothing happened.
Right.
We got lucky. That's the craziest one. The craziest one is tornadoes because you can't even predict those.
Oh yeah, dude.
Those just show up.
You see Twister?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't see the new. I saw the old one. I didn't see the new one. I heard the new one's good.
It's wild.
Is it good?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The effects are wild, dude.
Yeah, what they can do now is like compared to the old Twister.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, Helen Hunt. You believed Helen Hunt was in danger.
Right.
We were very concerned for Helen Hunt, and now you're. I thought about going to one of those theaters. I want to know how you feel about this. The ones that like shake the seats.
Fuck that.
Yeah. No thanks.
Fuck that with all these people freaking out around me.
One enemy remaining.
Imagine go to see a fucking horror movie and the seat is shaking.
Oh yeah.
People start screaming.
No thanks.
Yeah.
It's too real.
Too much of a mind fuck. Yeah. And maybe in some movies it'd be cool.
Well, when I worked at Universal Studios, they had a Shrek 4D. And so like when Shrek or when Donkey would sneeze, you get blown with snot and stuff. People like that, but that's a theme park. I hosted the Fear Factor live show at Universal
No
for a little
way.
bit. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
And it was not anything close to your show, but it was like but you'd have to make people think like, the first stunt was like, these guys are going to be hanging on to these, bike handlebars 30 feet in the air, and there's a platform below them, and when the platform drops out, you hear the sound effect, they got to hang on, but they're attached to a bungee cord, so there's no real danger involved. And then it was, the only real thing that was kind of close to the show was the eating of stuff. It was like, we have this picture of like sour milk and, beaver clits and just all this. It was just crazy shit. And one guy projectile vomited on me. And I said, what the fuck, into the mic in front of 1,500 kids. And I got suspended for a week because I cursed in front of kids. But I was.
You threw up in your mouth.
Yeah, dude.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Perfection?
One enemy remaining.
Dude.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was
That's
wild.
hilarious, though, that you hosted that.
It was nuts, dude. I mean, it was very. I mean, dude, the show was.
You,
I mean,
me,
I
and
loved it.
Ludacris.
Yeah, dude, it's a small club. Mary fuck kill. That is. That. Did you ever go to Universal when you were there? The kids there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I probably saw you. I was Wolverine there for 3 years.
I did. You know what we used to love at Universal? The zombie place.
Oh my God, it was awesome.
Fucking. What am I thinking? Walking Dead. The Walking Dead.
Yeah, the
thing.
maze that they would have. Yeah,
That's fun.
it's incredible.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
We had during Halloween Horror Nights before they put a clamp down on it, but I dressed up as Scarface zombie, so I was Pacino zombie. So we're gonna go hoo-ah, just chasing people around, scaring them. And oh shit, dude.
Is that you as Wolverine?
That's me, dude, for about 4 years.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The
That
that
scared
whole-
the shit out of people.
Universal has a great Waterworld thing too. Like
Incredible.
Waterworld, the movie, it was not that good, but Waterworld, the like show,
The show's the
on
best part.
Universal, it's fucking great.
Oh, yeah,
it's
dude.
better than the actual Waterworld. Right? Isn't
Yeah.
it crazy that they,
Costner's like,
they
"Can I be
banked
in
on
this?"
a movie that turned out to be a tremendous flop?
That's insane.
They put together a theme show
Yeah.
for a movie that was a tremendous flop.
Yeah.
But the theme show is so good
Yeah.
that people still come to see it.
Oh, yeah.
About a movie that no one cares about.
Bro, it's wild.
They spend so much money on Waterworld.
Millions of dollars.
And it
Maybe
was
billions.
One of those things where
It sounded like, yeah.
it just didn't work out. It didn't work.
The pitch sound
One
must have been
enemy
like,
remaining.
so just so it's
Spike
like
down
Last
A.
of the Mohicans on water. And the guy from Field of Dreams and Tin Cup.
I like it. Jet skis. Or jet skis?
Yeah. Dude, there were days when you'd see people. Dude, some of my Universal days where I'd see a guy dressed as SpongeBob. I mean, I was a 1940s
planted.
cop was the best job I had there because I wasn't from anything. I'd improvise as Wolverine and do bits, and my boss was like, "Wolverine's not funny. Stop doing fucking stand-up," because I'm doing open mics at this time. So I'm a 1940s cop walking around, can make fun of people, do whatever. And at one point, I picked up a squirt gun that was on a kiosk. It was like 120 out, and I'm just shooting people with it and doing all these bits. And Japanese tourists would walk by, and I'd shoot this one guy in the back, and then all these people were watching me, and I'd be like, act like I didn't know what was happening. And my boss pulls me over, and she goes, "What are you doing? This is 1940s New York. This part of the park, there's a New York people out of the window. There's a cabbie. You're supposed to be making people think this is 1940s New York." And I go, Jenna, with all due respect, a trolley just drove by with Fievel, Curious George, and SpongeBob SquarePants blasting the song "Ooh Ee Ooh Ah Ah Ching Chang Walla Walla Bing Bang." And I was like, I'm not a history buff, but I'm pretty sure that song wasn't also a part of the 40s. And she's like, "It's your job to make people think that this is 1940s New York." And I was like, fuck, I gotta get out of here.
Jesus,
Yeah, it
it's
was
your
wild.
job to make people retarded? What does that mean?
And I was like, if people are walking out thinking that
Are you a
I didn't make
hypnotist?
them think that this is, then they shouldn't be in the park in the first place.
That's ridiculous.
Wild.
That's funny. That's like people that go to those fairs, those
Renaissance
medieval
fairs,
Renaissance
yeah.
fairs, and then some people like break character, and the other people like try to talk to them in character.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that happen?
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I broke character all the time, dude. Dave Matthews came in one time with his family. I'm in full 1940s costume.
One enemy
And I was like,
remaining.
"Yeah, come with me. Come in. There's one Irish pub down here. I'll take you to it." And I just seen him the night before. I go, "Dude, you guys fucking crushed it last night." And he goes, "Oh shit." He goes, "Can you break character?" I go, "Dude, I don't want to be here. Fuck yeah." And then I went and he offered to get me a shot of this bar, and I was like, "Dude."
You ruined the experience for him. You ruined it for Dave Matthews. He was like, he's breaking character. This is bullshit.
He
I
never
wanted
went
to get the cop thing. I paid for the cop
I
thing.
paid for the cop thing.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, dude.
Dave Matthews. That's funny.
Cool as fuck.
That whole Universal rides thing is the best thing is the Harry Potter thing.
1,000%.
That fucking
Well,
roller
those
coaster with
simu-
dragons.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh my God, it's
wild.
incredible.
Yeah. You don't
It's
get
really
sick
good.
from those?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm lucky. I don't have the motion sickness thing. The motion sickness thing's a weird one. You can't read in a car. You can't, you know.
It's what just Dramamine is your fucking cocaine.
You can throw up from reading in a car.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is really weird. Your brain gets so confused. Like, why am I looking at something that's stationary when I know my body's in motion?
I know. Doesn't make sense.
Your body does not like it.
Yeah.
At all. And your body's like, "Bleh, you must be sick." You have to tell it, I'm not sick, bitch. I'm looking at my phone.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I tried to read a book once in a car, and I was fighting off the nausea. I was like, don't be a pussy. And then I was like, oh my God, you can't fight it anymore. It was like,
Just
Spike
happened.
planted.
no, I held it in.
Oh, you did?
But I was like, you know, where it like comes up in your throat and you have to swallow it back down.
God.
And it burns your throat. You know those feelings? That was right there.
I had a kid have to do that in science class. He had chew, 8th grade, and the teacher found him. Mr. Moore caught Joe Antonsich, R.I.P., and he had a big thing of chew in his mouth. And Mr. Moore goes, "Mr. Antonsich?" He looked like David the Gnome. Huge beard. You couldn't see his eyes barely. His beard came up to here. Big fucking, fro. And he goes, "Mr. Antonsich, I see that chew in your mouth." And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "Swallow." Made him swallow it, dude. Puked right after.
That's crazy.
Wish that story was better.
I would be mad at that teacher. You can't make my kid swallow chew, you fucking idiot.
Just in fucking
That's
1995,
really
dude.
bad for you. Really bad for
yeah,
you.
Mr. Morgan, give a
Fucking Poison, Mr. Morgan. You piece of shit. How about you shave your stupid fucking face, too?
You could tell this guy. I mean, he was a tiny little like science guy. You could tell,
and
like,
me.
I don't know. He didn't give a fuck. He was gonna.
Well, they don't like
Spike down
kids
A.
fucking around.
Yeah.
Last player
I get it,
standing.
but kids are gonna fuck around.
Yeah,
and you
sorry,
gotta be a
man.
little bit more even keeled.
Yeah.
Can't make kids swallow tobacco, you fucking idiot.
It's pretty wild now that I'm saying it out loud.
It's crazy. Well, when I was in school, they used to paddle you. When I lived in Florida,
Get the fuck outta here.
Yeah, you get in a fight, they paddle you. And they whack you in the ass with a piece of wood.
In front of people?
No, it was just the principal. The principal would paddle you.
Jesus, that
Yeah,
wasn't
it
like
was
a weird
nuts.
fetish. It was just like this is.
No, it's punishment. You did something wrong. You got whacked.
I got whacked. Did you get whacked?
No, not really as a kid.
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah.
Nothing like where I got hurt.
Yeah.
You know, just like a little tap
The spoon.
in the
Yeah,
head.
of course.
Nothing
a little,
serious.
Little spoon to the back.
Nothing critical.
Spike
Slap.
planted.
My sister threw a
Nothing
high heel
crazy.
shoe at my back once during a fight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that fucking hit me right in the back. I went down.
It's a piece of wood.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn deadly weapon.
Yeah. Then she locked me in the garage. Then I got out.
Jesus.
Locked her in the garage.
Jesus.
And then she made fun of me for being a fat kid and having bigger tits than our mom.
Oh my
And
God.
she was adopted, so I go, "You mean my mom?" And fucking, dude, mic drop, but also.
One enemy
Yeah, that
remaining.
one. That one.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fucking. I
That's
said, "Natalie, I'm so
strong.
sorry." Even to this day. Yeah, that was wild.
That's to the bone.
Yeah, she's crushing it now.
Yikes.
Isn't that deep? As a fucking dude, 10 years old. That's
Well,
not even like.
kids are fucking mean because they don't understand what it's going to do to someone. That's why bullies in school are so dangerous. You could ruin someone's life for no fucking reason other than you can.
Yeah.
You know, you see kids ganging up on kids.
That's fun.
For no reason
Oh, yeah,
other
dude.
than you can. You're going to ruin that kid's experience
Oh, yeah.
for the rest of their life.
Oh, yeah.
Some kids, they get bullied in high school and they never recover.
1,000.
They become like
That's true.
recluses.
Good advice.
They hide. They always associate people with pain.
Yeah.
And it becomes a real problem.
Oh, yeah.
Man. It becomes a real fucking problem.
Yeah, the kids that would tease me for weight stuff, like I try, you know, as I got a little older, I try to give benefit of the doubt and be like, "Oh, they didn't know any better. They're just fucking kids." But like, and thank God I found a way to maybe, you know, get around it. But like,
Kids can
man,
be so mean. They can be mean. They don't even know.
They
they're
don't even
doing
know,
it.
man.
They're just doing it because they're experience. Louis C.K. had a whole bit about it. I forget how it went, but it was essentially about his. Well, he's dead on right. It's like they know that they can do this thing.
Yeah.
So they do it. And it's just like it's like throwing a rock in a window.
Right.
It's like they can, so they
Right.
do it. And young kids don't think about consequences.
No.
They're little animals. They're
Yeah.
not fully developed yet.
Yeah, I know.
And so they're mean, but the problem is when they're mean to like, if you're mean to a 14-year-old that's just coming in 9th grade, you might fuck them up forever.
Yeah, dude.
Forever.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like 16 or 17, you're a big older bully and you're picking on some 14-year-old kid. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I know so many people that just got destroyed through their experience in high school.
planted.
Just destroyed their confidence.
And didn't
altered-
recover?
Well, it alters the course of your life.
Oh wow, yeah.
You're always thinking you're a loser. So it kills your confidence to try anything.
Yeah.
Kills your confidence to meet people.
Yeah.
You know, you're afraid of interactions.
You're
'cause
always
you're
hearkening back to
devastated.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why
Player
parents,
standing.
old school parents will tell you, and some boy bullies you. You go back to school and you punch that kid right in the fucking face. Like, Imagine sending your kid to school and telling them that, like, go punch that bully in the face. Like, what?
I know my mom used to tell me, she's like, tell me, or go tell the teacher, or call me, and I'll call the parents. I'm like, that's the fucking last thing I want to do. At least I'm like savvy enough to like not.
You're not going to be there all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go to school, and I'm gonna have to deal with this guy. This is if you intervene, you're not gonna intervene every day.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen? He's
Yeah.
just gonna remember that you intervened. Next time he sees me, no, he's gonna put me in a locker. You know, it's gonna be a real problem.
I ran for vice president in the fifth grade, and my mom helped me write my speech. She was reminding me of this, and I go, big kid again, and I was running on the platform of, if you vote for me, we'll have ice cream every day. My mom helped me write this, and I was like, I think I'm okay. And then she was like, put this, and she goes, say, if you vote for me, you'll have ice cream I promise we'll have ice cream at LFP every day. Not. Joe, I did that in front of the whole school.
Oh no.
Crickets. One teacher in the back. Oh shit.
Your mom told you to say that? Oh, mom. Terrible idea.
What a roll the dice.
Then. I was like, yo, don't listen to your mom. Don't do
Also,
that.
come on, kind of applaud the confidence to fucking try. I mean, open mic night in front of the school.
Yeah,
But
basically.
dude, it's also when not was still
Spike
kind of
planted.
So you think that was like the first joke you ever cracked publicly?
It might have been.
Probably has to,
Probably has.
right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
when did you ever
Player
address a group of
standing.
people?
Oh, never.
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 Right? So first time ever,
whole school.
first bad joke.
Last player
Crickets.
standing.
Right out of the bat.
Maybe a couple kids that were like, dude, this guy's fucking onto something,
Well, some kids just like it when there's a little bit of chaos. Like, yeah, say something stupid.
Yeah.
You know, just give me something to
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
about
Oh, yeah.
other than my miserable existence.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot of people. That's a lot of online activity. Like people just looking for someone to fail so they can like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They just love it.
I don't read the comments right now. I'm trying not to.
Right now?
Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
Maybe a couple years ago.
Oh, good for you.
I was reading both, and then it was just like I'd love to live in like the
Present?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know how I think it felt good in the moment. Why would I want to take away anything from that? I don't know.
It's an unnatural way of human beings interacting with each other. It's not good for you.
Sometimes I look at stuff just to go like, oh, did they, like when Shane and I did the Trump Biden thing, I was like, I want to see if people are digging it. You read a few
Yeah.
nice things, and then it's like you just have to have self-discipline to go. But
But listen, you know it's good. You know that's good. It killed. You guys, when it was you guys doing Biden and Trump and going back and forth with each other, it was magic. It was hilarious.
Thanks, man.
Just gotta you know what it is.
planted.
what a wild
Leave
thing
it
to have as far as like SNL does these political things. They're like what 8 to 12 minutes,
Bro,
like
they-
2 hours of it. Like that's a
They can't
wild.
even come close. They can't even. First of all, it's not possible for them to come close. They can't come close in the subject matter, and they don't have Shane. Shane is the greatest Trump that's ever existed.
I will put my dude,
Shane
I'll
should
put my
be
name
writing
on that.
for Trump. He should be writing for Trump. Like if Trump was smart, he would hire Shane and Tony Hinchcliffe to write for
Go
him.
on the road.
Because Shane could show him how to do it. This
One
is how.
enemy
This is
remaining.
how you say the joke. He would
Dude, when he
say
came
it.
out and was doing
Yeah.
the dance and the low clapping,
Oh my
I don't
God.
know if you saw this too, the way he was drinking his Bud Lights.
Yeah.
With two
Fully in character.
fully in character.
Yeah, I mean, for real, he could show Trump how to deliver the lines.
Dude, when we were the first time we did it, because Shane and I maybe seen each other and chatted about 10 times at clubs prior to that first time. So this is another thing I love about comedy. It's like we got to really kick it like this past weekend a lot and chum it up and like just get to know each other more because we were thrust into this thing kind of together, you know? And during the first time at the mothership, I lean over in character and I go, hey Shane, you realize this is the most we've ever talked to each other? And in character goes, Joe, shut the fuck up. And I start fucking biting my lip. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, it's a fun time for comedy and a fun time for politics if you're a comedian.
Yeah.
For the rest of the world, it's like, woo.
Yeah.
I said that when Joe Biden was operating the country, it felt to me like how I feel when my Tesla is on autopilot. I'm like, yikes, does this really work?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening there? And now it's seeing you as Joe Biden. You're way more coherent than the actual Joe Biden,
Yeah.
which is so nice.
Some zingers, yeah.
You have some zingers.
Lots
you
of
can have
balance you have to
Spike
find.
planted.
Like I can't just be. People were like, dude, just mumble and stumble and you'll be fine. I'm like, I'm still there to be funny. You
Yeah.
fucking like I have to, you know.
But you figured out how to do it in character too, which is fun because you have that thing where you can do the bumbling and it's actually funny, like you are on purpose bumbling.
Right.
You know, sometimes he just fails.
Last player
He just bails
standing.
on what he's saying.
Totally.
And just, we gotta.
This is what I trained for.
We beat Medicaid.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I said on the first. I go, we beat Medicaid, Megatron. We took down the Transformers.
Yeah.
And even when I got there with the tell, I go, we got David Tell, Dave Chappelle. We got Adele up here. Come on.
Thank you.
How long did you do the character before you did it on Kill Tony? Did you fuck around with it, or did you
No, just I'd done a couple like voices in my act, talking about the debate, maybe, you know, some.
Oh, and
so that was
then
the
you
first time
just-
doing it. I'd
that's
done Phil,
crazy.
Jeremiah Watkins, and I did a bunch of during COVID like Lost Phil episodes, and that's kind of how I started to find whatever my version of it was. That, but this was just a first.
Have you met him,
Who?
Dr. Phil?
No. not
That's
yet.
hilarious.
Yeah. But I think he's going to come on my show at the store in.
How
the
are you
fall.
going to feel when you meet him?
I'll probably start jerking
You
off.
going to handle it better than you handled Jim Carrey?
Oh, God, fuck. I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah. I hope so for your sake.
so.
I think it'll be awesome. What's happening? Yeah, what if he just is that? Honestly, when they were playing
I need to be in charge of what you're allowed to say. Because you might be saying things.
I know
Yeah,
exactly
he might get
where
to.
you are.
I thought he was going to come out at Madison Square Garden when they played that video montage when they put him in the Kill Hall of Fame. I thought he was going to come out behind me and, I don't know, fucking like stab me in the back and go,
would've
we
been
won't be
funny.
right back.
That would have been fun.
Just take me down.
Yeah, he's
I think he'll be. I want him to come out on my show at the Comedy Store, and when they announce Dr. Phil, he comes out instead. And then everybody goes nuts, and then I come out, we shake hands and chat for about 20, 30.
Well, Kill Tony's so big now, I could see him coming out. Especially now because
Oh, yeah.
he's got that.
He's got a network and a book.
Yeah, he's got some stuff to sell.
Dude, I plug his book on every episode of the show. People buy books now, Joe, and bring them to
One
my
enemy
club
remaining.
dates and have me sign and do a thing.
Last
Tiffany
player
Haddish was on one of the shows, and I go, Tiff, this guy's got a question for you. And he's like, Tiffany, I can't stop, I stopped drinking, but I can't stop jerking off. And she goes, you gotta stop jerking off. She goes, you're gonna go blind. You jerk off too much, you're gonna go blind. I go, I
Last
actually
round
talk
in
about
the
that in my
half.
book, We've Got Issues. I go, chapter 25, if you come too much, you're gonna lose your ability to see the world. So I'm like finding ways to like plug the book. And now I'm
That'll
sure
keep him happy. That'll definitely sell some
I think that's
books.
kind of not a bad move, right?
No,
Like,
it's
just-
a very good move.
Yeah, yeah.
Solid move.
Yeah.
Good move on your part.
And it's
you know?
it's a fun bit, and it's like people
Yeah.
now like I don't know,
No, it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
But what would happen if you said stop doing it?
stop doing it, and it was fun. It was a fun run.
You on the other side.
I'd keep doing it.
Yeah. Okay, you heard it here first.
I think right now to go
Yeah.
to court for this one.
I don't.
Come
I
on,
mean,
bro. Let it go.
it's. I mean, there's no. I mean, it's parody, and it's all.
Right.
So I don't think there's a real. It would have to. I mean, it'd be a cease and desist of some sort, right?
Well, parody is an interesting thing, right? Because people are really worried about parody now with AI. Because there's a lot of parody now with AI.
Oh, yeah.
And people think, like, there was this one Kamala Harris thing that was going around where it wasn't, she never said any of these things. There's the original speech that she gives, and there's this, like, ridiculous version of, like, the worst thing that a person, like, the dumbest
Oh
thing.
God.
And and it's AI. It's like,
One enemy remaining.
that's one of them
Spike
weird.
down
That's
A.
a weird one. Because if you could do that, then you could have people saying all kinds of things. Like if that's okay to take like a famous person who's like the vice president of the United States and have her say a bunch of shit that she didn't really say. Because it's parody. Like you can kind of get a little slippery with that. Like you can get like subtle parody.
Yeah.
Where it's like you
sides.
barely know that she's not saying those things.
Oh, yeah.
And then it becomes like people believe it's real.
It's pretty obvious though, right? The videos of these.
Not always, man. They're getting good. They're getting really good. They're getting really good. They're getting close enough that they could trick a lot of people. And I think the best version of it now is pretty fucking tight, man.
The vocal stuff is pretty wild.
It's all wild.
Yeah.
They can take your voice and have you say almost anything. And if they do a good job with it and manipulate it and tweak it, like the intonations, God, they get it's like so goddamn close.
Dude. Scary.
There's still a little part of you that listens to it and goes, this seems a little fake.
Yeah.
But I always wonder if I didn't know that it definitely wasn't real, I wonder if it would feel fake to me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, yeah. I don't know. They said we're going to have flying cars about now, and it's not happening. So maybe AI won't be as scary as.
They do have flying cars.
Yeah, but like a part of society.
Yeah, they're not common, but they would help in the hurricane place, as long as you don't catch them winds.
I remember when Dallas had Uber helicopters for about 2 months.
Bro, could you imagine Florida had flying cars and hurricanes? In the middle of the hurricanes, you know there'd be a bunch of those same kind of dudes that shoot out their window at people in road rage. They would be flying in
yeah.
the winds that they shouldn't be flying in and crashing into the whole highway in a burst of flames, killing everybody. And it would be on YouTube Reels the next day.
Florida is the guinea pig of states for all the stuff.
Well, it's a state that was essentially founded.
One enemy
Okay,
remaining.
there's two findings, right? There's the original, the Spaniards landed in Florida first. The first city was in Florida, in this country, right? So you have like the colonizers, the first original colonizers land in Florida. Then you have all the fucking prisoners that Castro releases. He gets them out and puts them on fucking boats and sends them to Miami. And then you have the crazy cocaine days in the 1980s. And then you have an economy that has, there was more, at least at one point in time, find out if this is true still, there's more banks per capita in Miami.
Yeah.
Like for a city than anywhere else in the country because it was all money laundering. People were just like, they were moving money around with cocaine. And people were making millions of dollars and putting it in trash bags and digging holes in their backyard. You ever see Cocaine Cowboys?
No.
Fucking incredible. Fucking incredible documentary. And it's all, there's two Cocaine
About
Cowboys,
everything you're talking
one and
about?
two. Yes. It's all about cocaine in Miami. At one point in time, one graduating class, the Miami Police Academy, every single one of them either went to jail for corruption or was murdered.
Oh my God.
The entire class. It was just cocaine. Everyone was out of their fucking
Everybody was on
minds. They're all on it, and they're all committing crimes on it, and they're all making millions of dollars, and they're all going to nightclubs. And Scarface. Scarface was based on that. Brian De Palma's Scarface, written by, was Oliver Stone, right? Didn't Oliver Stone write it?
Sounds right. It
It is, right?
For how
believe
long?
so.
How long was this time? A couple of years or what?
Like a decade.
Holy shit.
More, maybe more than a decade.
Holy shit.
Maybe 20 years.
Gun here.
I had a buddy
Gun here.
who was an ophthalmologist who did his residency at a university in Miami during the cocaine days. He said, dude, it was nuts. It was nuts. Gunshot wounds, stab wounds, people with things up
big,
their
make it
asses.
happen.
Like, so many people got brought into the emergency room with things they stuffed up their ass while they were coked up.
What the? I didn't know that was a side effect.
Army soldiers.
I thought it was like stories
toy
with no ending.
soldiers. No. Like light bulbs, the ones that are shaped like pine cones, stuff light bulbs up their asses. Like people were doing all kinds of wild shit and being brought into the emergency room.
The coke was just supposed to be like you take the party up a notch, and there's more
Well,
fun.
it depends on where you're starting from.
You're like, hey man, in some places, something to
Or-
bulb up the ass was how. Yeah.
Like those fucking swingers in Tampa are already on the 29th floor. It's not much of an elevator to get them to the roof. You know? These fucking people are out of their minds.
Yeah.
And the whole town was, like founded by cocaine.
Wow.
And it still has that
player
feel, this party feel to that city still.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
sure cocaine's still an issue there, but I mean, it's not the whole thing now. But it's like, that's a frivolous area. I always say if you want to starve to death, open a bookstore in Miami.
No, it's
Ain't
got
nobody, no, you're
no
reading
patience.
there. You ain't reading.
Yeah.
Get the fuck up. We're out here stunting.
Pot hasn't had a similar type. I don't know.
Y'all need a
Effect
gun?
on the town?
Spot
Yeah.
you?
Not really,
Yeah.
right? Maybe pot and LSD was San Francisco
Right.
in the 70s
Yeah,
and
yeah.
60s. But like, not really. You know?
But people were putting stuff up their butts and whatever.
No, that's reefer madness stuff.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of
Yeah.
what you would do if you're high. You would not take, you take that toy soldier and you go, if I put this in my house, what if it gets stuck?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
start freaking out. What do I have to go to the hospital? It's stuck in my house. I'm not doing it. Whenever you're on coke, you're like, get up there, soldier. Do your fucking
Where there's a
duty.
will, there's a
Are
way.
you a deserter? What did you sign up for to Here comes up out of your mind.
I did one of Joey Diaz's Death Stars the last time we did his pod when he was in LA.
Yeah, he would do that to you.
That might be the highest I've ever been.
Uncomfortable, very dangerous, bad for people's psyche.
I was good for about 20 minutes and then don't remember what happened after that.
Yeah, he takes people and throws them into the darkest pits of their soul.
Thank God he just talked. Like I got quiet. I remember I looked over at Lee at one point and I was just like,
Lee's probably asleep.
he was.
Lee was probably asleep standing up.
Joe would finish the story and go, and we got here and then, let me tell you something, man. This one time we were in Boca. And I was like, when he got real low like that, I was like, okay, I think I got another 10 minutes to be quiet because
Right.
another story. And then
Trying
it
to
was
catch your brain.
Totally catch. Wow, dude, what a great way
One
to put
enemy
it.
Yeah.
remaining.
Where is it? Where's my fucking brain?
And
Get
then-
over here. You know how to think.
Yeah. Oh, God, he was.
Sit down,
I'd
sit
never
down.
been so paranoid.
Breathe,
Sit
just
down.
breathe.
The amount of times I told myself to breathe was terrifying.
The old days of the Church of What's
Last
Happening
player
Now is
standing.
all just Joey doing edibles. Oh my God! Of edibles.
Yeah.
And just being obliterated.
Yeah.
Where Lee Syatt, like, There's some episodes where his eyes are closed and he's just rocking back and forth. He's hallucinating. He's watching like
hallucinating.
neon cartoons
Check, we
fuck
feeling good?
behind his eyelids.
so.
I remember he gave him another Death Star when he was like, eat another one, Lee. And I'll go, and he was like, he woke up to eat it, and then it was wild. But it was like, I wanted to participate.
Oh yeah, you have.
How do you not?
You have to.
Yeah.
If you're doing Joey's show,
Yeah.
you have to be on the same wavelength. Otherwise, it'd be rude.
But I was totally.
Imagine being a sober person, listening to that conversation. Like, what are you saying? Look at Lee. Look at Lee. Look at Lee.
Yeah, dude.
Lee's in another dimension
Oh,
right now.
God, that
He's
was-
literally in another dimension. Look at him. He's gone. He's gone.
Eyes in the back of your head.
Passed over.
Always smiling. So he's on some
enemy.
sort of a
Spike
journey.
down.
For this,
A.
he's on the Church of What's Happening Now with
Yeah.
Joey Diaz, having a great time.
Bro, I know.
Which is when you want to be like that fucked up on edibles. You're
Yeah.
around nice people, having a wonderful time.
By the way, another stamp in the
Last
comedy
player standing.
zeitgeist or the history books of like I feel very fortunate to have been in a time where I got to be around that and then beyond, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously you guys have been homies forever, but like, yeah, that's like, that was a staple in time.
Well,
for
also,
comedy.
it doesn't exist anymore. Like, people forgot. I keep trying to tell him to bring back the church, and I'm trying to get him and Lee together again to do. And
Oh, cool.
I think they're talking about it. And Lee was out here when he was out here. Goddamn, those two together were so fun.
Yeah.
It's just
really
Joey
did
Diaz
compliment
like
well.
that was so funny.
Yeah.
He's so. It's just so Joey Diaz.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
And
we
if you
were
know him,
sincere,
you love
yeah.
him. Like when on the July 4th one. When he was
Oh,
like
yeah.
screaming, "You're a fucking American!" He's like in the background, just da da da
Oh, yeah,
da
dude.
da da. Did the Joey Diaz State of the
Yeah.
Union? It's incredible.
Those are also some of the wildest nights at the store that I will never forget. In Yale, of seeing a lineup that's just, Tom, Bill, you, Joey. Like you bring up Joey or Joey bringing up you is a half hour that I don't think I'll ever forget, dude. That's so wild. And I know you get that now from ownership of what you guys are doing here, what you
Spike
created.
down. C.
But man, like seeing it for the first time of me seeing it is what I'm, I guess, getting.
Yeah.
Of being and getting to a point to where it was like open mics at the store, then I did phones for a few years, and then being a regular, then just being around and being around enough to be comfortable to stick around and sit in a bucket seat and watch that transition happen was wild, dude. The fucking the pops and the roars, and then you sitting down and watching him was so fucking cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's other stuff that is not. You have to just be around to see that. Like that was cool.
It was a different time
yeah,
too.
man.
It was like you could do that then, and you could
30
hang out in the
seconds.
back and didn't get bothered, and you could. The store was an interesting time of the store because it was so heavy.
like, why
There were
can't
so
we
many
just hug
killers. There was
Me
so
too.
many people there. It was just. It was such a magnet for crazy people too. So there's this energy in that place that was so different.
Yeah.
That's also because it's like Ciro's nightclub.
Right.
People were killed there.
Oh, really?
Bugsy Siegel. You don't know the whole story? Oh my God, Bugsy Siegel owned it.
I just knew it was a nightclub. That's about as
Dude,
far as
it was a mob-run nightclub.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Of course it was.
I'm sure you've talked to
see
people
how
that
it
have seen
goes?
ghosts there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, how many other places where people have seen ghosts?
I know.
That's like the most ghostiest of ghost places in LA. When
Yeah.
you talk to like those fucking ghost freaks,
Oh really?
they're
It's
really
been
into that.
featured
Yeah,
on-
man. It's like there's a bunch of stories about the Comedy Store being haunted. Yeah, like I know
believe it.
multiple people that have seen ghosts there. Carla Bow used to have a crazy story about sleeping on the stage, and like something grabbed his leg and dragged him to the end of the stage.
What?
And then he heard a bunch of chairs clink and the door slammed, and there was no one in the room. He was asleep on the stage. He got kicked out of his apartment. He's had a fight with his girlfriend. Fuck you, I'm gonna make it. That kind of shit. He's young, and he was working as a doorman for the store, so he had a key. He goes in and he said, "I'm gonna sleep on the stage because I'm gonna fucking make it in comedy." And then he's on stage and he hears a noise, like a chair's clinking. He's like, "Hello? Hey, it's me, Carl. I'm here. I got kicked out of my place, so I'm just sleeping on the stage. Hey, who's there?" And he hears like a sound again. He doesn't see anything. And then all of a sudden a hand grabs his leg and drags him like 6 feet and then lets go.
Oh my god. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's lying. But it's an amazing story.
Hey,
The way
man.
he would tell, I want to believe. I want to believe.
I want to believe too.
I've never heard anybody get touched by a ghost, though. It might have been one of his friends. He might have been blackout drunk. One of his friends was like,
Last
"Carl
player
sleeping on the stage.
standing.
Let's fuck with him." And they probably never told him. They probably forgot they did it because they did it acid and fucking a pile of coke.
That sounds more believable.
Because he was a part of Kinnison's crew.
Right.
Right. And so like, Mark Maron said that when he partied with Kinnison so hard that he had voices in his head for a year. A year. After he got back. He left, went to Boston after he was hanging out in Los Angeles, and he had voices in his head for like a year.
Saying what?
I don't know. Not good things, I'm sure. They're never good voices.
Start a podcast in your garage.
But that took years to happen. This is like the 90s. You know, this is like not even. This is the 80s.
That's
right.
fucking
So this is
wild.
like when I met him, it was 88. So this is like.
So these are leftover residual voices from.
They did so
The drug
many
abuse.
drugs. They did so much coke that he like had voices in his head.
Reloading.
Where's that come? I guess I just the code.
It's
Like,
like
what?
probably a breakdown of the natural neurochemistry.
You're fucking
of
with your brain somewhat, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You're robbing your brain of its ability to produce dopamine. Like you destroy all your serotonin levels. You fuck with everything. When you go that hard with coke and then you have to get off.
Spike
Like,
down
those
A.
guys get
One
wrecked.
enemy remaining.
I've met people that are getting off coke and they are wrecked. Like it's just empty. And they're so drained.
Fuck.
And it's just like it just fucks
Can't put thoughts
you
together.
up, and it makes you want to do more coke. Get back on the horse.
Hair of the dog.
Ooh, and we're back. And we're back. Yeah, I'd see it and I'm like, oh my god, that's a demon. That's a demon in powdered form.
It's not around as much anymore at clubs.
Of course
I don't
it
think.
is.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's around all over the place. The
Yeah.
problem is now it's got fentanyl in it, and
Yeah,
now
fuck
it can
that.
kill you.
Fuck that,
And people
dude.
are still doing it. That's how nutty coke is. They're gonna roll the dice.
Isn't that
You get
crazy?
some shit
I know.
that's not from the cartel.
That's fucking wild. I don't even take. People are bringing me weed now all the time, which I appreciate. But I mean,
Well, they found weed with fentanyl in it.
yeah, I don't know. And it's
is
also like,
crazy.
dude, one kid had a bag. It was like Comedy Castle, Royal Oak. And I walk in the bathroom, he pulls out this little bag and he goes, bro, I brought you something. And it's just our bag of shake. I go, oh man, thanks, bro. I'm just trying to be polite. I go, thanks, man. He goes, there's more where that came from. I go, can I be honest? This looks like it just fell out of your pocket. He's like, yeah, but I mean, but I brought you the bag. And I was like, the gesture's sweet, but like, I just feel like this is not the move. Like maybe if it was a nice joint, maybe in a tube and stuff. He's like, okay, you're a Hollywood guy, huh? I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with it. It's just a bag that was stuffed in your cargo pants.
Of shake.
Yeah, of shake.
Yeah.
You know, and or
Maybe a
joints that
little
are,
fentanyl.
yeah. I told her, you can't roll the dice on that.
Yeah, you can't today. You know, there's places that are trying to outlaw fentanyl tests, which is insane.
Who's doing that?
Where is that happening? Is that a Texas thing? Where's that happening where they're outlawing the fentanyl tests? And I think the concern is that it would encourage people to do drugs or sell drugs. And that maybe the thing that's going to discourage them is the fact that people are dying from it, which is an insane way to
Jesus.
think. Let's just prevent people from dying
Yeah.
first. I guess the fear is that it would make people feel like it's safe to do coke again. Center for Disease Control and Prevention and most public health agencies endorse distributing fentanyl test strips to people who use drugs. The practice is illegal in 42 states and the District of Columbia. Wow.
Oh my God, that feels like way too many
That's
places.
insane. I thought it was like a state. I thought it was like a Florida thing. Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, North Dakota, and Texas. They are now allowed in every state except Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, North Dakota, and Texas. That's nuts,
And it's
Texas.
an easy way to save lives. It says.
Jesus Christ, that's insane. Why does Texas have it illegal? Why are fentanyl strips illegal in Texas? Texas is one of the few states where fentanyl strips are still illegal and considered drug paraphernalia. One argument that has been made against test strips and other harm reduction practices is that they may encourage people to do drugs or continue doing drugs. So let's just kill them. Let's just kill them. Let's let your kids die because they made a mistake, because they're 16 and someone gave them some coke and they wanted to be a cool kid. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, we don't want to encourage kids
Last
to do
player
drugs.
standing.
Correct. And you know the way to do that is to have positive role models who aren't doing coke.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It's the best way is, your favorite country music singer doesn't do coke. Like maybe that. Maybe your favorite athlete
One
doesn't do
enemy
coke.
remaining.
He tells you, listen, I don't do coke. You shouldn't do coke. Fucking scary. Yeah.
What the fuck? That is
Crazy.
wild.
Crazy that you would have a test strip and make it illegal. You could save lives. That's the only way you should look at that. You're going to save lives. They're already doing something illegal. You're not encouraging or discouraging. If it was not killing people, probably the same exact amount of people would be doing coke.
I can't believe that we got rid of, what was it, Jamie? Sun Bubble? What was the place that you put up? The hot tub, the cum tub place? We got rid of those, but we can't get fentanyl strips approved?
Crazy. Well, also, the real elephant in the room is why is it a problem? Why are these drugs tainted? And it's because they're illegal. That's the problem. And the problem is we don't want to make them legal because we don't want to encourage drug use.
Right.
I get that
Yeah.
too. But the thing is,
We're gonna find.
the only way you're going to make it safer for human beings to do these stupid things and live is if you make it legal.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be legal in terms of like, I mean, it should be, it certainly it should be legal, but it shouldn't be something that someone can profit off of.
Right.
It shouldn't be something that someone can sell to people. Maybe the best way to do it would be to
One
make
enemy
drugs free and legal.
Sure.
Like if you want to, like if I catch you selling coke, you're death penalty. But if you want to give away coke, if you want to make coke and give it away, it's totally legal. If you want to make your own cocaine, or a pharmaceutical drug company makes cocaine, they can sell that cocaine for exactly what it costs to make it and nothing more.
Okay.
So no one's gonna make it.
Yeah.
But then the drug, well then you will have a supply problem, and then you'll have, my idea. Sorry. I bailed on it.
It was adorable to watch you go
I
through
bailed on it because I was like, no, because then people they'll make it and they'll sell. You get the fentanyl problem all back over again. You gotta allow pharmaceutical drug companies to profit, otherwise they have no incentive to make it. Then they're gonna tell you, they're gonna have fucking ads like CNN brought to you by cocaine. That's gonna be the Anderson Cooper Show brought to you by crack.
The Cocaine News Network.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. They'll
Anderson Cooper just
become
coked
like
out.
pharmaceutical drug companies sponsor those shows now, right? It'll be cocaine sponsors.
I would watch a full news network that was just everyone's fucked up.
Responsible use of cocaine. Just a little woo before you talk about the weather. I'm here to talk about the weather.
If you're gonna have any segment of the news,
Fucking rain.
you better got 2 coats on today, baby.
Fucking car gassed up. It's gonna be 56 hours of traffic. Let's go.
Last player standing.
Let's go. I'm not even going anywhere. I'm gonna ride this motherfucker out in the basement. Oh, meanwhile, your basement gets flooded. You're like, some of those places get flooded. I was watching the last hurricane. This whole community is underwater. Did you see any of that, Jamie? There's a community in Florida, and it was not even in the flood zone.
Overtime.
And they're all underwater. Their houses are underwater. Everything's underwater.
No thanks.
Yeah, not good, dude.
Sorry.
Not good at all.
Inside joke.
You're living in a place where the sky becomes an angry monster and could snuff out life.
Have you scuba dived?
No. Fuck off.
No thanks. I know.
There's sharks out there.
My wife is like, we don't know. I think 73% of the ocean. She's just like,
I think
what?
it's 90.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I think it's 90.
Every day there's a new fish or
Yeah.
dolphin or whale, and you're like, so I just saw this video of, I think it was a swordfish coming out and like flying across the, whatever. Did he popped out of the water? I was like, I didn't know they could fucking jump like that. Yeah, no thanks, dude.
This kid was on my podcast recently. Bob Gimblin is his YouTube channel. He had a very interesting point. He said he thinks that, and this is coming from someone else who observed this, he thinks that sharks are attacking people not even to eat them. They're attacking people because they don't want them there, because they're getting in the way of the seals and all the things they eat. That's why they're killing people. They don't want you in their water. And I was like, oh my God, that makes sense. Ooh,
1,000%.
I haven't even thought about it.
What are we doing there?
I want to look at them as like these fucking thoughtless killing
Spike
machines.
planted.
They're just biting everything.
Imagine just walking into a stranger's house, opening the door, just opening their fridge. You guys mind if I make some tater tots? That's what we're doing in the ocean.
There's a video of a kid in Hawaii who's on a small paddleboard, like fishing off a paddleboard, and a fucking tiger shark bites the paddleboard. Have you ever seen that video?
No.
It's terrifying. But it is,
One
and
enemy
if you wanted to
remaining.
think
Terrible.
about it, look, the kid's out there fishing.
Yeah.
So he's stealing fish from the sharks.
Sorry, yeah.
Like, the shark knows that that's not a fish.
Oh, God, is this
watch
it?
This, dude. You watch this. This is crazy. So he's out here fishing. Look at this.
Can't use this yet.
Switching
sides.
sides.
No,
Match
no,
point.
bit you, bro.
Rammed me, yeah.
That thing bit him. Watch this.
Oh.
Look at that. It bit the boat, man. It bit the boat.
Yeah, dude, you're taking food out of its mouth and its
Exactly.
family's mouth. Again, you walk into a stranger's house, you take the meatloaf sandwich out of your kid's mouth.
Yeah, that thing
Your dad's gonna punch you in the
He
face.
knows for sure that's not a fish.
Shark attack seems like
That totally
maybe
makes
the
sense.
worst way to I mean, dive for sure, but like,
It's a horrible way to die.
oh,
First of all,
man.
you can't get away, and they move real fast, and you can't move at all. You're like, "Ooh." It's not even like a bear on the ground. You feel like you maybe can run, maybe
Oh,
run,
yeah.
run up a tree,
I
maybe.
just saw this video with an alligator attack where it's like if it bites your leg, you're supposed to roll with it and then play dead, and then you like the playing dead thing always to me. I'm like, you're not that good of an actor.
Good luck.
Dude, I don't even think Pacino can fake dead in front of a gator. I think they're gonna be like, dude,
Keep you underwater until it knows for sure, so you have to not move. Yeah, you're not like.
are you that zen to reduce your
Another
panic
fight.
around a gator attack?
Nobody is.
Nobody is.
Nobody is.
But but a shark, dude, that just feels. And then they say
All of them
punch him.
are
They say
awful.
punch him. Who's got enough wherewithal, or just in the moment?
Who survived? It's punched a shark while it was wrapped around their torso.
I don't know,
Who
dude.
survived?
Maybe Tom
They're
Bergeron.
just gonna rip you in half,
Yeah,
man. The
you're done.
bite force is insane.
Yep.
It's got filled with knives.
Go to your happy place. You know,
Imagine the last
Knives.
moment of your life.
Last
Down
player
your
standing.
entrails and no legs.
Spike down. C.
That's it.
One
That's
enemy
the end.
remaining.
wow.
This is the end.
How long do you think you get to look at that
A
before?
few seconds.
30 seconds
you get
left.
A few seconds.
I have
What
to
is that
spike.
thing biting?
I just thought it was just
Oh my god.
inside of the
Look at
shark's
its
mouth.
mouth. Oh my
My
god.
ultimate is ready.
It's just a killing
Your
machine.
duty is not
But
over.
it does make sense when he's. And now that I see that
what I mean?
video
That's a great perspective.
of the shark biting the boat, that totally makes sense.
Taking
'cause-
his snacks.
Yeah, because I used to think that it was just they'll bite anything. No, they're mad that you're there. Get out of here, bitch.
Because they're
Yeah.
pretty smart, right?
Time.
Or
think
no?
so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
okay. Okay.
They're ancient. Most of these really ancient things that
Attackers
haven't
win.
changed at all since the dawn of time. They're not that smart because they're just about killing. Wow. Like if you think about how old sharks are, I think sharks are older than trees. Yeah, I think sharks predate trees on Earth. See if that's true. 99% sure it's true.
I talk about that in my book. We've got issues. Sharks are older than trees.
450 million years old. and
Wow.
This tree is 350 million years old.
So there was sharks for 100 million years before there were ever trees.
That's fucking wild, dude. Why?
And they're out there in the water. And you want to scuba dive, Adam Ray?
No, I'm good.
Fuck is
man.
wrong with you,
I'll
bro?
I'll go to Sun Bubble with
They're
Jamie.
gonna see you down there with your stupid gear, and then you fucking cocksucker, you're ruining
What are
my
you doing?
fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you, sir.
Oh God.
Not interested.
Yeah, okay.
Not if I'm.
Glad we're on the same page.
What's
with
that?
Depiction of that shark is wild.
Oh my God!
Oh,
What
yeah.
kind of shark is that?
A little bandsaw in its mouth.
Is that the early sharks?
Heliocoprion.
That's what its mouth looked
A
like.
240 million year old fish.
Jesus Christ! You ever see the movie The Meg?
Oh yeah.
One of the dumbest movies that's ever been made.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like while you're watching it, like, what have you done to me?
Dude. And even Statham was just like, we gotta see what's down there. I'm like, no, you don't, Jason. Go back to fucking The Italian Job 2, or
Things biting the window.
Yeah.
It crashes through the window. Giant 50-foot shark,
oh
whatever
yeah,
the fuck it was.
What about Open Water? Was that the name of that one where it was just
That
all
was
shot found footage?
Yeah, that was a good one though.
It was good because it was realistic.
Realistic.
And, yeah.
The Meg 2 is even dumber. It's
Yeah.
even dumber than the Meg 1.
Yeah.
But they're fun. It's fun dumb. You know?
Those are good popcorn movies from time to
Yeah,
time.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know that's not really happening. Imagine there's like a megalodon down there. But there could be. That's what everybody thinks.
Maybe that's
you
what
know?
took
Match found.
rich guys in the submarine that went down there. Do you think something big got them? No.
Yeah, incompetence.
Yeah.
Human folly. I think that gets more people than
Yeah.
sharks. You know? That's a big one.
I do like the idea that the further down, like all the way down there, there's something like where the Titanic really, where at the fucking very bottom is something that's living down there that's just you can't even comprehend. That's never even trying to come up. But if you go all the way down there like they did, or you make it down for whatever. I saw Will Smith in some video where he went down right with some people for some Discovery show, like really down there to where it was like they shouldn't be down there.
Doing?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there.
Even these astronauts that are going to space that are
They're stuck. They're
till
stuck up there.
February.
They're stuck.
Joe, why? My wife sees this
if
and goes,
they can get them in
why are we still
February.
going? Like, what are we? Is down here not good enough?
Yeah, but it's also if they can get them in February.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. What if that doesn't work? What if something goes wrong with that? Something went wrong, which is why they can't get them. Guess what? Things go wrong. And you might not have rockets available that can do it. You might not have a shuttle available that can get them. You might not be able to fucking... You might have like some sort of problems in your software. Who fucking knows, man?
Dude, that's so scary.
Terrifying.
And they have to like either be saved by another, I guess, SpaceX or.
Make friends with the Russians. Have the Russians bring them home.
There you go.
I bet they can get them. Wouldn't that be funny? That's a nice slap in the face.
Yeah, dude.
If Putin says, "I'll do you a favor.
Nice
I'll
Putin.
go get your friends."
Okay.
Yeah, just for the nice. You'll be nice with me. I'll be nice with you. We'll
Wow.
get your friends. We gave you Brittany Griner. Come on. We'll bring back your astronauts. Yeah.
Or give us back gritty.
There was a sound that was recorded once by underwater microphones that was a biological sound that was louder than anything that any animal had ever made before. And they don't know what it is. Do you see if you can find that?
Found out I mean, it might not be this, but remember the other day the humpback whales
Yeah.
or whatever make a fucking
Oh
crazy
yeah, they make
sound.
crazy sounds, but I don't think they think they took that into account, and this is different. This they don't know what it is, and they never found it again. But whatever this thing is, it sounded biological.
Oh, God.
Like it was a biological sound. It wasn't a geological sound. It wasn't like a sound the Earth makes, or a little underwater earthquake. There's something about the sound that they determined it to be biological, which is like, what? What are you talking about? Is there fucking Godzilla down there?
Just now finding out about this.
Something called the bloop.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
1997.
Doesn't sound very scary.
What is it? 19 what?
1997.
We'll put up the details of it so I could read it. Do you have an article on it?
Just making sure it was right.
Yeah. So whatever this sound was, they don't know what the fuck it was. And 1997, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration recorded a mysterious underwater sound that lasted for 1 minute and was detected by hydrophones 5,000 miles apart. The sound was named the bloop and came from a location off the coast of Chile. The bloop captured people's imagination, led to theories about what it could be, such as the call of a dinosaur, an undiscovered sea creature, or a giant squid. In 2005, NLAA scientists discovered that sound was actually caused by an iceberg breaking away from the Atlantic Ocean. Oh shit. What the fuck, dude? I didn't even know. So they solved it. I was hoping it was a fucking monster. That was the only one? There wasn't one. So that's what it was. So it was probably one of those things where they talked about it for so long and it stuck in my head that it was a biological thing. I still have hope.
Found an article in 2017 talking about it where they said they don't know what it was.
Oh, okay. So this is someone trying to cover up for Godzilla. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's some state-sponsored CNN type bullshit.
Wow.
Where they're trying to cover up for the fact there's a goddamn.
A bloop?
You were reading the AI overview, so maybe I made up the answer.
Oh, AI, you piece of shit. You fucking lied. That's probably what it is. AI lies.
What?
Yeah, it's a thing called hallucinations. If AI does not have an answer to something, it will come up with an answer. And then that could be searched from the web, right? So it could be some blog somewhere where some guy made up something about it was an iceberg that caused that sound, and AI will spit that back out at you. It's a thing that AI does when it doesn't know the answer to something. Apparently, they call it hallucinations. This is coming from AI scientists told me this.
I don't want AI to have hallucinations.
They don't even know how it works, dude. They don't even know exactly why it's doing what it's doing. They don't know. They don't know how it's being creative. What?
What's it? Once you see those things too about like some of these robots, like what was that thing? It was like, I don't know. It had having them have feelings or any sort of.
They're not gonna have feelings. That's even scarier. They're gonna be able to think really clearly, without any emotions, no remorse, no morals, no ethics, no worrying if people like them. No reading the comments. They don't give a fuck. Just hit the new button. They're fucking robots, man.
Oh God.
That's my fear about aliens. My fear is that that's what
Player
aliens.
standing. One
They've
enemy
already
remaining.
bypassed
Spike down,
the
attacker
human
spawn.
body and all of our primate systems.
Oh, yeah.
They bypassed all that. They're all gone. That's all gone.
Do you think they listen to our podcast?
Yes, 100%. They're listening right now. They love it.
What up, guys?
It's fun for them because they don't get to think stupid anymore.
Yeah.
Because everything's clear.
Right.
It's like, it's like you want a little bit of chaos and they don't have any chaos left. I think that's why they visit us. That's why, like in my special, I said that I think aliens look at us the same way we looked at Waffle House fights.
Oh, that's right,
It's
dude.
just like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on over here?
What if the aliens like love Danny DeVito? Like, what if their favorite actor is like?
They love Despicable Me.
Despicable
They like Gru.
Yeah, they love him.
We love Gru.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I mean, who fucking knows? But if these lying AI cocksuckers, do we find out about that 2017
Yeah, I
thing?
found another thing in 2024 said the same thing about the iceberg.
Okay. So it might be real.
Might have just been an article. If they were putting that in the headlines, people would watch their video.
Oh, right. Probably. And what year was it when they recorded that sound?
It was recorded in 97.
Yeah, see, anything back in those days, that's, like, you didn't even barely had the internet in 97.
Yeah, not enough facts together.
How do you know what you're talking about?
Anything pre-internet, I don't believe you.
Well, it could be a biological sound. It could be a
Oh,
dude
man.
that just into dinosaurs.
Sure,
But there's probably some shit down there we haven't discovered.
I think so.
They always find new fish. Like there was a bunch that washed ashore during a tsunami. They were like, "What the fuck is this?" Was that in Thailand where there was like a gang of them that washed ashore in a tsunami? These undiscovered deep sea creatures.
Cool.
Like crazy, like blind things
Yeah.
that live in a place where there's absolutely no
They can
light.
pop up and show up here. I don't think we need to go down and try to find them.
Yeah, wait for a storm.
Yeah, wait for the storm to come in, man. They'll wash up. Yeah, dude.
That was in Oregon. Look at that fucking thing.
Oh yeah, I'm going out of my way to find that.
One enemy
Or that's
remaining.
some kind of an anglerfish.
Cool.
Which is one of the craziest inventions in nature. That nature invented a fish that has a fishing rod off of its nose.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, how does that even happen? Look at that fucking thing. Is that real? Come on, that can't be real.
Oh my god.
Is that real? See, the thing is with AI, man, you could think something's real and they just fuck with you. And this is in the New York Post. They might.
Last player standing.
Jesus.
We'll go pre-AI.
But wait a minute, they probably did a sample of that thing. What is it? Let's find out what it is. I bet they figured it out. Look at it.
Fang-tooth
Could be a
snake eels.
fang-tooth snake eel or a garden or conger eel. All three species occur off Texas and have large fang-like teeth. Look at that thing. Imagine if, like, we lived in the ocean. Show me the picture of that again. Imagine we lived in the ocean. You got to deal with that.
There's more. I'm surprised Pixar. They did Finding Nemo, but like, they should do something that's like highlighting all these lost creatures. Like,
Right.
There's got to be an underwater lost city where you can see the.
Yeah, mermaids versus monsters.
Yeah,
they
dude.
should. Why don't they do that? Fang-tooth snake. Jesus, look at that fucking thing.
Mermaids aren't real, right?
I hope so.
I know,
It's
me
a-
too.
it's
It's,
like
one of
the-
those things where I'm like, I don't fuck like. Who the fuck knows, dude?
But isn't it like the
Probably
ultimate
not,
trap?
but-
A beautiful girl and she has no vagina.
Yeah.
She is just fish. She's a fish. Like fish don't have sex.
What are you supposed to do there?
The part where you have sex with doesn't exist. It's all just
Yeah.
fish.
So how
lay
you
their
lure any
eggs.
guy into the ocean?
You ever seen how fish breed? The female lays their eggs. The guys just jizz all over it. Like we used to catch rainbow trout when I lived in Boston, and we'd go to this lake and catch rainbows, and they would be jizzing when you pull them out of the lake, like because it would be the time where they're spawning and they're making babies.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to fish for them.
Wow.
At least back then you were. And you're pulling them out as they're jizzing, like they're as you're holding it, like nutting all over the place, trying to get their last loads out before you fillet them.
Wouldn't you? If a bear's
guess.
about to eat you, wouldn't you just try to fucking empty the tank?
Well, I guess no one probably ever touched them before. It's probably really exciting.
There you go. It's the
You
first
know,
time
like,
going
oh
around.
my god! Like imagine you just like blue balled all day long. You're so blue balled that you just jizz in the ocean.
Yeah.
On the floor.
Yeah.
I bet all they have to do is run a finger by you. And you're like,
A gust of wind.
You know. Like you ever seen where your dog is humping a leg?
Oh, yeah.
And the dog is just like they start humping the air.
Yeah, dude.
Now
You're committed.
imagine a fish.
Yeah.
You grab them
Yeah.
right when they're in that
In the
peak
perfect spot.
peak rut. Just squirt all over the place. Have you ever seen a fish do that?
No.
Yeah, with rainbow trout, they would do it all the time.
One
Catch 'em,
enemy
just-
remaining.
For them. What a life.
That's a bad death, though. You know, because you
Come in
failed.
and die?
You failed.
Yeah.
You failed.
Yeah.
You jizzed all over the inside of a boat.
The opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good. But yeah, so if that is a mermaid, like what the hell? What are you saying?
That's why the Little Mermaid. I mean, Eric was only into her because she came out of the water and had some human features.
Exactly.
And lost her
Otherwise,
voice.
Like what the fuck?
Maybe
are
that's
you?
why he was into her. He was like, dude, I've been dating all these
You son of a bitch.
girls that just talk too much, and then he's like, wow, I met a girl that just doesn't even want to.
Super hot, can't talk. But if she does talk, you can't have sex with her 'cause she doesn't have a vagina anymore.
Yeah.
Take your pick. Honey, you gotta learn sign language. All right, Adam Ray, let's wrap this up.
Joe, I
Tell
appreciate
everybody,
you.
my pleasure. I appreciate you too. One more time, the name of the documentary.
Yeah, the documentary is called Doug. It's on my YouTube channel where you get all the Dr. Phil Live specials. Dr. Phil Live tour. It's all AdamRayComedy.com. We got October 25th in Philly, October 26th in DC, the Beacon Theater in November 15th, Celebrity Theater December 6th, San Diego Civic Theater December 7th. All that at AdamRayComedy.com. My special is like and subscribe. It's on YouTube, on my YouTube channel.com/AdamRayComedy. And then all my tour dates at AdamRayComedy.com. Got Columbus Funny Bone coming up, the Buckhead Theater in Atlanta, Pittsburgh Improv this weekend, if this is out in time, Hilarities in Cleveland, all at Adam Ray.
Website.
Yeah.
AdamRayComedy.com.
Yeah.
Okay, and one more time, Dr. Phil's book.
Dr. We've got issues, because Joe,
We've got issues.
we've all got issues, but we've all got solutions, okay? You could fuck a mermaid with your eyes closed, but does that mean you're going to make it in time for breakfast?
This is what Dr. Phil's going to use to say you can't be him anymore. He's going to say, that's enough. You son of a
I would
bitch.
never say that. What did you do to my reputation, you son of a bitch?
All right, thank you.
You're the man,
Appreciate
dude.
you.
I
You're the man.
appreciate you, Joe.
Appreciate you.
Right here.
Bangers, yeah.
Yeah, especially the young drug-taking days. The wild era.
The first three
Yeah.
albums kind of shit. Like
Oh.
Zeppelin too. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That I mean, it's a different world.
Yeah.
Every comic wants to be a rock star, and I think most rock stars want to be comics.
Yeah, there's some of that too.
There's,
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
something about the freedom of comedy that they appreciate.
Yes.
You don't
yes,
have a
yeah.
band. You don't need anybody. All you need is a microphone. You don't have sound guys. You don't have anybody.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That's my biggest mistake is I fucking
Last
use
player
music in my
standing.
act, so I gotta.
Spike down.
My
C.
piano player Dan Bula, he's the best. I love having him being together on the road, looking back, and we laugh together. That's the greatest part. But the back in the day when I just had a mic and didn't have to show up with shit, that really makes it like.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, when I would do these big places like the TD Garden, like one of the things that would strike me is like, we're just showing up.
Please stay
There's
alive.
no trucks.
I
There's
hate
no.
making
It's
new
just a
friends.
stage,
Right.
and me and
Yeah.
3 of my buddies, and that's it.
Yeah.
And 16,000 people, and but bands play here, and they have fucking trucks and
I
shit.
know.
what's up, baby?
All these people
I
have to
know.
break down the stage. They're there,
Yeah,
all the fucking pyrotechnics and all
Yeah,
the
man.
crazy shit these guys have.
Right. I know. We're cool. We're cool. We did good. We chose the right career
For us.
for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you watch a rock band, you go, yeah, they're kicking our ass, man.
It's definitely something different. Rock is kind of like a drug. There's something about going to see a band that's really good. It's like the music hits your body.
Yeah, it
like
overwhelms you.
Yeah, like a drug.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
The right tune
Yeah.
fucks you up. So I agree. Who were like some of your first concerts as a kid in Boston?
First concert I saw was Jay Giles' band.
You did?
Yeah.
That's with Peter
Oh,
Wolf
yeah.
and fucking.
How are you
that's
doing?
as cool as it gets.
Yeah, back
that's
in the
almost.
Centerfold days.
Aerosmith and Jay Giles can battle
Oh,
for the Kings
yeah,
in
man.
Boston back then.
Jay
yeah.
Giles was the fucking man when I was in high school.
Never mind. I'm dead.
Reloading.
You beat me.
Last player standing. Gotcha. 30 seconds left. Got the spike, Wings. Up and away.
You
Somebody's
will
there.
not kill my ally.
Try it.
Charge and shoot. Easy enough.
Hey, go grab Spike. And then we're gonna do this. Fast. So you're gonna use your thingy all the way down there, get go. When I throw my flames,
We
it's, you're
can't
gonna
keep doing
plant
the
right
same
on
things.
stone. So
Placing sentry.
just like
Dropping smoke. Enemy low. There.
Scanning ahead.
Coming through.
Hi, little man. Dizzy's up. Dizzy's down. Spike down. C.
Can't use it. Can't use it. There. Enemy in attacker spawn. Enemy in attacker spawn.
I do streaming right now, and videos, and YouTube, and websites, and stuff like that.
There. Watch out. I'm out of here.
Last player
see him. I saw George Thorogood,
There you go.
Johnny Winter.
And that-
Yeah, I
that's
saw a
sick.
bunch of
I did
bands.
not
Where'd
want
you see him
at
in-
all.
in-
I
I
I don't
apologize.
remember. I wish I could remember.
Don't stress if I die. It was great knowing you all. Also, delete my hard drive.
Need a drop.
Gotta go.
Right here.
Oh my god. Just,
Up you go. Wingman's gonna. I'm out. Shot my wingman.
Last player standing. Flawless.
My advice: don't get shot.
I used
then
to
I
go
got
to
a
Worcester,
job.
Worcester.
Sure, Worcester Coliseum.
Centrum, yeah.
Yeah, is that what it was? The
Yeah, I
Centrum?
think so. Yeah.
Then I got a job when I was 19. I worked at Great Woods.
You did?
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking, I played there. What a feeling that was.
Yeah.
Because we saw so many shows growing up.
Keep
I
it
saw a
going.
lot of comics there too. When I saw some comics there when I got paid.
Yeah.
And then some comics there I paid to see them.
Right.
Like I saw Kinnison there. I paid to see
You
Kinnison.
did?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that was. I saw Cosby there. I saw
Wow.
Rodney there when I was working.
There you go.
Rodney was backstage naked with a bathrobe on.
Yeah, that's a big ride.
That was the Rodney days, where the
Yeah.
bathrobe days.
Okay, baby. Yeah.
He would go on stage with a bathrobe just to make him feel comfortable.
Yeah.
He just was completely naked with a bathrobe on. And just
Spike down
murder.
A.
Oh, the best.
I mean, and this was before I'd even thought about doing stand-up. I was 19.
You did
Fuck,
good.
man.
But I got to see.
You saw Kinnison. Kinnison always dressed badass.
Yeah.
Like a rock star.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
fucking had the big long leather coat on and a beret and
Yeah, I doubted it. That was just after I'd heard about Kinnison too.
Last player
I had
standing.
heard about Kinnison from a girl that I was working with. I was working at, besides doing security guard work, I was working at the Boston Athletic Club in South Boston.
Wow, yeah.
So I was a
That's
trainer.
still there, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I think they got a fucking basketball court there.
Yeah, they got basketball.
Yeah,
There was a lot of
yeah.
racquetball there. A lot
Yeah.
of people. I met Bobby Orr there.
You did? That's
yeah.
cool.
I had to help Bobby Orr because Bobby Orr had like fucking 150 knee surgeries, right?
Yeah.
His knees were destroyed, and you'd
Yeah.
have to help him get on the VersaClimber machine.
Oh my goodness.
Because Bobby's knees didn't bend.
Right.
Bobby's knees bended like this much.
Right,
He had like 12 inches of movement in
That
his
sucks.
knees,
Oh.
and so you'd have to like kind of help him get on the VersaClimber machine.
Wow.
I mean, one of the greatest athletes of all time. You watch him play racquetball, and just kind of fall over because his,
Oh, they
back
they
then.
put it all out there. Yeah.
Also, the knee surgeries back then were
Yeah.
archaic.
Right.
They were so primitive. They just
Wow,
used
man.
staples and fucking screws.
Oh,
They
man.
didn't know
Right.
what
That's
they were doing.
You see a certain
They always
age, you
go
see
for that
different scars
spike,
on
bro.
guys.
Oh, his
They-
knees. That's Bobby's knees.
Yeah.
His knees were
Revenge
destroyed.
into
Sick.
Last
What a
player
hero.
standing.
What a stud. Oh,
Spike down.
He had 20 knee surgeries. Fucking insane.
was that
Yeah.
your team, the Bruins?
I didn't really
You're
watch
right.
sports. Right?
Oh yeah, you didn't.
No. Once I got into
Player
martial arts, I
standing.
really didn't care about any
That's
sports.
pretty cool, man.
what's your rating?
Because I know that's the biggest sport town.
Oh, it was a huge sport town. Everybody called me a pussy because I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
anything about
Last
football,
round
before the
basketball,
switch.
baseball. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's pretty good that you had your own thought process going. I would join right in with trying to make the other kids like me, dropping something.
well, when I was 15, I just became obsessed with martial arts.
That's
And I
great.
didn't care about anything else. I literally didn't care about anything else. I'd watch basketball. I'd be like, this is nonsense. Who cares if that ball goes in that hole?
fucking
That
cool,
doesn't
man.
mean anything to
My
me.
dad always told me to do that shit. He'd be like, do martial arts. And I, like I said, I went to this guy's like, God, I wish I knew his name. And I did that, and then I think a little earlier in life I tried it out. I just, my body, man, I wasn't meant for it.
It's not for everybody.
No, that's good.
But that's like everything in life. There's things that are not for you.
Pit.
Yeah,
You just got to find the thing that is for you.
yeah. I found a few, and that's all I do.
There's my
Hoop,
buddy.
comedy, that's it.
Perfect. That's all you need. Happy life. So this girl I used to work with, she was like a volleyball player, and she was really hilarious. And she was working at the front desk, and she was like, oh my God, I saw this guy. This is 1986. This is when Kinnison had his HBO special, and she told me about it. She's like, there's this guy, and his name is Sam Kinnison, and she know that bit he did about homosexual necrophiliacs paying money to spend a few hours undisturbed with the freshest male corpses. Remember that bit?
I kind of did.
So she told me about this bit. We're hanging out in the parking lot at the Boston Athletic Club, and this girl is lying down on her stomach on the ground. And she's like, oh, life keeps fucking you in the ass even after you're dead. It never ends. And I was laughing so hard.
Wow, yeah.
And I remember, like, this girl, just her doing Kinnison's bit made me go to the video store to get a VHS of Kinnison's special. Because the first time I saw it, it came out on video.
Yeah.
And then I watched it. I was like, oh, my God. And that was, like, the first seed in my head where I was like, okay, this is comedy, too?
Yeah,
Because I didn't know that was comedy. I thought comedy was like something I really liked, but it was so different than me.
Yeah.
It was nothing that I would ever do.
Right.
It was just different. It was like I didn't see myself that way, but I saw that guy. I'm like, that guy's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Like
he
this
was
is
tough as shit. Yeah.
This is a different kind of comedy, and
Yes.
that was like the first seeds in my head that I had of doing comedy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then I got to see him live at Great Woods. But I saw Bon Jovi there. I saw everybody. I quit the night Neil Young was there, and they had a riot.
Really?
Yeah.
In New England, huh?
Well, the lawn. You know how Mansfield, Great Woods has that lawn out there. Well, it was cold out, and people were starting fires on the lawn, and so they were like starting these little bonfires, and we had to break up the fires, and then brawls started breaking out.
Wow,
And I always knew that this job was like, what did you get paid, like $20 an hour? I'm not gonna fight somebody for $20 an hour. This is crazy. So I always carried a hoodie with me, and so I had my security shirt, and then as soon as shit would go south, I put the hoodie on, like, I'm out of here. And that's what I did. That night, I quit.
Oh yeah.
I quit the night.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah. It costs $20 to get in a full-on brawl.
Yeah, there was brawls breaking out left and right. The
Yes.
first night I was there, I watched one of the security guys beat this guy with a walkie-talkie, and I was like, Jesus, what did I sign up for? This is a crazy job. So, because some guy had stole one of the golf carts, and there was this dude named Alley Cat who was the head of security there, and Alley Cat tackled this guy, and he's beating him in the head with the walkie-talkie. Wow, man. And I was like, whoa, okay, what did I sign up for?
Did you get in fights after you learned your shit? Like
No.
No, that's cool.
No, and I avoided them all.
That's amazing.
I'm not interested in fights. I would like fights where they were planned.
Like meeting a guy in.
No.
Oh, you mean in
no,
a
like,
fucking.
like tournaments. And
Yeah,
stuff.
that's cool.
Kickboxing matches. I did a lot of those, but those to me made sense. Like fighting on the street, it's like, no. Like people have guns, people have knives.
right,
This is fucking stupid.
Sure.
I was always nervous.
Yeah.
Like I never felt like you get in a fight with someone and someone hits you in the back of the head with a bat. Also, if you fight someone, that's never the end. Like they're gonna go get their cousins, they're gonna get their brother, they're gonna try to find you when you're alone. Like
That's true.
you don't want that kind of problem in your life. Just move on.
Oh, it's so easy to just take whatever they're throwing at you. That's supposed to start the fight. Just being going, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You're right. I am a piece of shit. I'm gonna get. I better get out of here now.
Well, it all means nothing. Someone says it only means something to you if you believe them.
Yes.
If someone says you're a pussy, you're like, okay. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You're just saying words. Until you try to hit me, this is nonsense.
It's
like, oh, you have a bad opinion of me? Oh, that's okay. Like, I don't really care. Like, and also, I was tired all the time. Because I was training like 6-7 days a week. So I was like, I don't want to be involved in this stupid shit.
Right, yeah.
And
I already
also-
worked out today. I can't fight you.
Also, I was very aware of the consequences of violence. I'd seen, by the time I was 21 years old, I'd probably seen 40 or 50 people get knocked unconscious.
Right.
At least.
What a terrible sight that
Probably a
is.
lot more than
They
that.
mess with
I've
one of
seen
us,
so many people
they mess with
snore.
all of us.
It's just on the ground twitching and snoring. I'd
terrible.
seen so much of that.
Yeah.
I grew up with that. So it's like, to me, I was like, I don't want none of that in my life. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Especially outside of fighting.
Yeah.
Concrete floors and shit.
Head hitting the ground. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
KJ worked with a guy in Long Island when KJ was a bouncer.
Right.
And this guy killed a guy. He punched a guy, the guy fell, hit his head, and died.
Yeah.
Now the guy has to go to jail. Now you're working as a bouncer, just like I was working as a a security guard in Great Woods. Like you could have gotten in a fight, hit
Right.
someone, and now you're in jail.
Yeah.
And you're like, for what?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's so cool. You worked at Greatwood, so that's like what a destination to go to and see so many great fucking bands. And you know, it's funny you said Kinnison.
Dizzy has
I used
targets.
to be on MTV when I was young,
Blow 'em up,
and we'd
man.
go to Daytona
Spike
Beach.
planted.
You were on remote control.
I was
right?
on remote control. Quinn got me on, and it was the best. But
Grenade out.
we went to spring break, Daytona Beach, and Kinnison was at the height. And I went to, it was the first guy I saw at an arena. Kinnison and some other bad boys. That were some guys, I forget their names, but they
Probably
opened for-
Carl LeBeau.
Yeah, Carl LeBeau, right? And a couple other guys. They're all kind of really funny, tough, bad.
The Outlaws of Comedy.
That's it.
Great.
That's
Now
what,
let's
that's
go,
what
go,
it
go.
was. And I saw Kinnison destroy.
Last player standing.
And it was like I saw Rodney at a theater in Florida where it felt like fucking holy shit, this is a rock show because it was bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
Crowd going
Rodney.
nuts. Rodney.
Rapid fire,
Attackers
like a
win.
machine gun.
Hey, the best Rodney would crush for like 8 minutes and then go, I know a lot of fucking jokes, baby, and they go, ah. You know, that was so cool, man. But Kinnison too, just took over. I saw him in the moment. It was amazing.
Yeah, I got to see Kinnison decline too. I got to see the decline because I saw him a couple of times live. And the last time I saw him live, it was in New Hampshire, and there was not that many people there. I drove to this theater with this girl that I was dating. I was probably 20 at the time. Again, it was before I did comedy. And he was just, it was already like boozing heavy.
Yeah,
And it wasn't as good.
Right, he was
Because he peaked in 86. I feel
Okay.
like the Kinnison from 86 is probably one of the greatest comedians that ever lived, if not the best. He was a monster. He was a monster.
Yeah.
But the guy was doing blow and
Right.
drinking and
Yeah, yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out with rock stars
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
partying. And his brother wrote about it. Did you ever read his brother's book? Brother Sam?
Right,
His
right, I
brother
heard about
Bill.
it.
It's a
Right.
great book.
Yeah.
It's a great book. If you're a fan of stand-up, I tell anybody, go buy that book because it's a great book. And Bill said that you could see the drop-off in Sam's material because he just stopped writing. He wasn't hungry anymore.
Right,
He
right,
had
right.
made it. Instead, you know, because there's this hunger inside of him to make it as a comedian, and
Yeah.
that's what led him to be outrageous. And
Yeah.
do all those jokes about like the starving kids in Africa and all
right,
these different jokes he did that
Yeah.
were just so outrageous, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
preacher's voice and that
Yes.
fucking powerful
Perfect.
delivery.
Yeah.
But then when he made it, man, he got real fat and just drinking every night.
Yeah, he was
started wearing the bandana,
slower,
the
right.
bandana days, the rock star
Sure,
days.
sure.
It just dropped off. It wasn't the same.
It's-
It was like a caricature of Kinnison.
That's funny. It just happens. It happens that when you're drinking or doing whatever the fuck it was. I got
a lot of
Coke.
Coke.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's the one that really like.
Well, that makes you not
drains
think
people.
straight. You're
Yeah.
definitely all over the place. You fucking you can't stay steady with a thought.
Yeah.
And but I remember I met him a couple times. Paulie Shore was very tight with him.
Yeah.
And I knew Paulie, and I hung out with Kinnison a couple of times, but I saw him at the Improv the last time I saw him, and he was a little he was so sweet, like he was so nice to me, and he remembered that we hung a little bit. You know, I was a young fucking dummy, and he was nice to me, and he had that kind of glazed, had a few too many in the eyes, but he was just. He definitely was. When he walked into the fucking Improv that night, every comedian was like, "Well, holy shit, there he is, the fucking man."
Right.
You know, it was cool.
He changed comedy. He
Yeah,
really did, because
yeah.
there was no comedy like that before Kinnison came around. He was a different kind of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all of a sudden comedy was like you could yell. You know?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, "Ah, wow."
Oh my
He
God, that
he
was the
just
biggest.
a force. He was just like, and the preacher's voice, that thing that he had, where he had that charisma of being this tent revival preacher.
Yes. And when he would talk quiet, oh, well,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden blast the
and then
shit out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And he was a legend at the store. You know, when I got to the store goes through these eras, right? And when
Yeah.
I got to the store, it was '94, and the Kinnison era had ended. He died. and then there was this big drop off. Like the store was kind of vacant when I got there in '94. It was weird. Like the shows would be half empty and
Yeah. They were having problems for a bit. Yeah.
But they all had these stories. All the guys like Harris, Pete, and the guys that were still around
Yeah,
would
yeah.
all have these stories about when Kinnison was there.
Yeah.
He would perform at midnight, and around 11:30, all these rock stars would start showing up, and movie stars.
Right, yeah.
And they would all go there to see Kinnison.
Yeah.
And so he had the midnight spot.
Fucking cool.
And they would all go, and I remember thinking, imagine people coming to the Comedy Store just to see you. That must be so insane.
That's fucking cool. That is fucking.
Oh, it was the coolest because it was all just word of mouth. Everybody, this is like 84-ish. Before he popped, everybody just knew about it.
Rock. I remember Chris was in Vegas, and I went to see him with Nicholson and Jim Brooks.
Wow.
And we were sitting there, and fucking Nicholson was laughing his ass off. And I had that thought you just had. I was just going, fucking Rock is so cool.
Right.
That people fucking fly an hour, like, where is he? Let me go see him. They sit back and laugh, and I fucking just going, shit, Rock, you really.
Oh, yeah. The Bring the Pain days. Bigger and Blacker and Bring the Pain. Two of the greatest specials of all time.
Unbelievable.
Of all time.
Flawless.
Flawless.
Yeah, he's a badass. I talked to Rock yesterday, just for like 10 minutes or something, and we got really excited about stand-up again. I go, you writing? He goes, I kind of am. I kind of like, he can't stop. When he was doing his tour, he's like, Rock, he just did like a fucking year on the road or something.
Right.
Shit. And then he's right back to like, got some ideas. Got some
Yeah,
shit.
I think that's a good way to do it. Take a little break and just refresh your mind so you're not running stale.
Of course.
'Cause he did a live special too.
His live special was I loved it.
Yeah,
I
and it was
loved
also like the build up because of getting slapped by Will Smith and all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
I think that was like the best thing that ever happened to him. Because then he became like wild again. Like his stand up was like outrageous. Like it was like the Rock of old.
That night was like watching a fucking Super Bowl. You were just like, what? It's a live event? Holy fuck, what the fuck? And then he was a badass, and I think he had some white shit on, and he looked cool as fuck, and you were waiting for him to talk about it, and then he got to it, and he got fucking excited.
Well, he didn't talk about it for a while on stage. Like he would tell people, if you think I'm going to talk about it, I'm not.
Yeah.
He wanted to be ready, and he wanted to really think about what he was going to say and how to say it.
That's because of where we are in life, where anything you say is fucking on the internet the next day. So he's like, I gotta be careful and not blow this shit up. And
Also, they would ruin the bits.
Yeah.
Because people would just tell the bits, and, then, and it wasn't even ready yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you have a life-changing event like getting slapped at the Oscars, in this most preposterous scenario, the whole thing was preposterous.
Yeah.
I think for him it was also a wake-up call, like, hey, these motherfuckers don't really care about me.
In that moment,
they didn't protect me. Nobody stopped it. He went back and sat down, and then he got an award afterwards. He got a standing ovation. What the fuck is going on here?
It was fucking weird.
Yeah, because you always want to be that guy who's hosting the Oscars and who's starring in the big movies, and that's what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted to be the big movie star. But then you realize, like, well, these people are fuckers. You know, like, what did you do? How did you set this up? How come nobody tackled him?
That was a fucking weird moment.
Oh,
Live
the weirdest.
moment.
It was like a guy just showing his ass. Like, you just pulled your pants down, showed the world your ass. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't. He probably wakes up in the middle of the night, going, "Why did I do that?"
That whole thing sucks.
Oh, beyond. It was almost like a guy who doesn't know how normal people act, thinking, "This is what you're supposed to do. Go smack that guy."
It became fucking just went to a place that he couldn't get out of.
Yeah.
And started it.
And still there. He's still there.
Yeah.
In everybody's mind, when you see Will Smith, oh, he slapped Chris Rock. That's like, not I Am Legend, not Muhammad Ali, not insanely good movies.
Yeah.
Guy's an incredible actor.
Absolutely,
He's been in so many banger movies. He's a fucking blockbuster movie star.
Yeah.
And people see him, they go, oh, he slapped Chris Rock. Fuck that guy.
Fucking sucks. God damn it.
Terrible.
It sucks, man. It fucking, it follows you around. It sucks. But my man, Rock, and the Kinnisons are like, and that shit when you spread it, that happens like once every fucking 8 years or something, where somebody becomes this shit.
Yeah, every now and then someone pops through, and it elevates all of us.
Yes.
Everybody that gets to see it, they go, "Oh my God, I want to be better. I want to write more."
Yeah.
When I used to see Chris at the store, whenever Chris would come in and he'd do a set, I'd watch and I'd be like, "Oh my God!" I remember one time I was fucking in the back of the room, and this comic stood in front, like while I was watching Chris. He's like, "Dude, I got to get on your podcast." I'm like, "You got to get the fuck away from me. I'm watching Chris Rock. Like, why are you watching Chris Rock? He's one of the greats, and he's on stage right now.
Yes.
And you're talking to me.
Holy shit.
Get the fuck out of here."
That's so funny, man.
That guy's never been on my podcast to this day. I'm like, get out of here.
You ruined the moment.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, Rock is never wasted a fucking minute on stage. Always trying shit out. Always either notebook or just trying to remember or whatever. Never fucking got tense with the crowd. Just like, they're not liking this, but I'm liking it, so I'm gonna keep going.
Well, he would do this thing where he would go on stage and he would just have raw premises. And he was so comfortable with total silence.
Yes.
Where it wasn't going well, and then he would catch fire and then start killing.
Yeah, man.
And then they're like, "Oh, it is Chris Rock."
Yeah.
And then he would go right back. He was like using them as like a sounding board.
You're right.
And he would tell them, like, I'm practicing. You know? I remember one time he went on, somebody fucking killed. And he went on, and the first thing he said, "Hold on, relax. It ain't gonna be that funny."
Right.
They told him.
Yes, calm down. Exactly.
I'm working on some shit.
Yeah.
But that's how you develop a monster hour. You have to start off with building a structure.
Yeah,
and
man.
Get a foundation.
Yeah, you fucking, even your first night of the tour, by the last night you go, now that's my act now.
Yeah.
The friends who saw you the first 2 nights, you're like, fuck, I wish you would have seen me fucking.
Right.
A couple weeks later, I figured out that bit.
Yeah, you don't want anybody to see you when you're doing a workout set. Like, get the fuck out.
Oh, man.
This is a workout set, but this could be terrible. This could end badly.
Especially when a buddy sees you eat it like that. What a feeling.
Yeah, there's no dismount here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's interesting how those guys, like a guy like Rock or Kinnison or Louie or anybody who's just like really killing it.
Yeah.
It elevates everybody around you.
Yeah, man.
Everybody gets a little better because of that, because you get inspired.
I think Rock was on stage and just killed one time, and I remember John Stewart, who was probably 24 at the time. I think I was like 18 or 20 or whatever John Stewart goes, I quit. I don't like he was just like, God damn, that's good.
Well, you know, that's what Eric Clapton said when he saw Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
He saw Jimi Hendrix, he's like, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing?
You
Why
feel
am I
like a
doing
phony
this?
after you see that great shit. Yeah.
Well, especially a guy like Hendrix that comes along and he's doing something completely different than everybody else.
Man.
Everybody else is playing guitar, they're all great, and then all of a sudden this guy comes along.
Oh my goodness. I know. Oh, that was a nasty one. Yeah.
When I worked with Phil Hartman, he told me a story when he was 18 years old. He worked at the Whiskey, and his job was they had those stage monitors, and sometimes the stage monitors, the artist would accidentally kick them and they would go into the crowd. So his job was this, because they were. You ever been to the Whiskey?
Yeah, sure.
Small stage, right? Not that big.
Yeah.
And so when he'd have to stand there, like, to be prepared to like catch the speaker. And Hendrix was right there, like where you are to me. Hendrix was. And he was 18 years old. And he's like, dude, it was insane.
That's so funny.
He goes, I was, because Phil could play a little guitar too. But he was watching. He's like, I'm watching literally the greatest guitarist of all time. He's 3 feet away. Fucking cool, man. Insane.
And then Phil did all the album covers and shit. Remember he used to do the
I have
album?
one of them out here. One of them framed. Yeah. One of his album covers. He did a bunch of them. He's a great artist. He's a very interesting guy.
Oh yeah.
He can do so many different things. Yeah. He studied, so he made me feel like such a pro. Because he would study his lines, and he would have like little posted tabs, little different colored ones for different scenes, and he have notes and all these different things, and he would like. And I was like, God.
No, he was the pro for sure.
Such a pro with everything. Like when we were doing the show, he was getting his pilot's license. So like every day in between scenes, he'd be like reading these pilot pilot's manuals.
Yeah,
He was just like so
a real
dedicated
man.
to something.
Yeah. I lived in the same apartment building when I was on SNL as Phil.
Oh wow.
So I'd see him. We'd go up on the elevators together and talk about shit. I was, of course he was older, so you were just excited that he'd be talking to you.
Yeah.
He was a cool motherfucker. Yeah.
I remember the first day on the set of News Radio. Like I couldn't even believe he was really there.
Yes.
I was like looking over across the table,
Yeah.
doing the table read, and I'm like, how did I get on this fucking show? I had zero acting. Like I did this one.
How'd you get it?
This the craziest story. The whole thing's crazy. I did MTV Half Hour Comedy Hour, right?
Right.
You do like whatever, 5, 7.
Who was the host? Joyner?
Yeah, Mario Joyner.
Yeah.
So I did MTV Half Hour Comedy Hour. I got a development deal out of nowhere.
Wow.
For MTV.
That's big.
MTV was offering me a development deal, and then my manager started saying it was very little money. It was like $500, and they were gonna lock me up for like 3 years. It was crazy low money. It was so stupid.
But you enjoyed
But I was like thinking about
You want
doing
me? Let's do it. Yeah.
I was thinking about doing it because this is like after Remote Control, and they made Dennis Leary famous.
Yes.
They decided they were going to lock people up with deals now because
Yes.
Leary got saved himself out, and then he took off and then kind of went away from MTV.
I see. Yeah,
So they had decided that they were going to lock up talent. So,
Right.
so if I did this pilot, if the pilot got picked up, I would have been there. So my manager said, he said, I have an idea. And so he decided to send my MTV tape out to all these studios. He said, this guy's about to sign a development deal for MTV, locked up, but
Right.
he's still available. So then I started getting all these phone, like people would call my apartment. I was at home, like, hello? And like, hi, this is blah, blah, blah from Universal.
Right.
We want to get you on a plane right now to Los Angeles. I was like, what?
Wow.
So I called my manager, I called Sussy, and I was like, hey, dude, these fucking people are calling my apartment. Don't answer your phone. He goes, go to the pool hall, don't answer the phone. And he goes, just leave it all to me. And so within like 3 weeks, I had this crazy deal for like $150,000, which is the most money I'd ever heard of in my life. And all of a sudden, I was in Hollywood, like out of nowhere.
So
and I was
who
on a
was the
sitcom.
deal with, like CBS? Or?
It was with Disney,
Wow.
which is crazy because I was filthy.
Right, yeah. But they would.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I have a deal with Disney, and I'm on this
But that much
Fox
money.
sitcom. And so I had to get acting lessons, so I took a few acting lessons.
Yeah.
I hated it. I was like, this is gross.
Yeah.
And then, but I knew how to just pretend. I'm like, I pretend on stage. I just
Yeah.
pretend. Like sitcom acting is pretty easy.
Right.
And so all of a sudden I'm on this sitcom. It gets canceled, and I'm like, I was thinking about moving back to New York, but
Yeah.
I was like, I hated LA. I hated being around actors.
Huh.
You couldn't joke around with them. They were all so sensitive.
Right.
Everyone was on pills. They were all get me out of here. I can't deal with it. I want to go back to comics.
Yeah.
So I was ready to move back to New York, but I had got this fucking apartment. I thought that the sitcom was gonna go. So I got a lease on this beautiful apartment in North Hollywood. I had a loft and a pool table. I thought I was balling.
Yeah.
I was making like 20 grand a week. I was like, this is amazing.
Fucking big, yeah.
Crazy. I was like, I'm rich.
Yeah.
So I got this apartment. I'm like, wow, this apartment. I can't just leave the apartment. What the
Right.
fuck do I do?
Right.
And so then I got another development deal. And
Jeez.
then, so I'd done 2 auditions in my entire life. One of them was Hardball, got that show. The other one was News Radio, I got that show.
That's fucking
It was, made no sense. Made no sense. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting across from Phil Hartman. I'm like, this is crazy.
That's a biggie.
I had full.
And that show
imposter
fucking
syndrome.
kept going for a while. News Radio was big.
No, it wasn't. It was.
Wasn't? I thought it was. Isn't that
No.
Bill Steve Gray?
Yeah, it wasn't big until after it was canceled.
Oh, I see.
And then it went into syndication.
How many years did it?
5 years.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it became
Syndication, I got you.
really big in syndication.
I see.
4 years ago. I think we did 5 years. We did like 98 shows.
Who else was on that?
Maura Tierney. She was
Right.
Dave Foley, amazing.
That's right.
And Dick.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Foley. And
Right.
then Candy Alexander, she's awesome. Dickie Lewis, he was on Stephen Root.
All right.
So it was a great cast. And
Yeah.
I felt like a fraud. I was like, all these people have like background in theater and
Right,
background in
right. Yeah.
films, movies, and TV shows, and I was like,
Phil made everybody feel that way. Everybody was kind of like, well,
oh, he was the next level, and he was so good. Him and Stephen Root was so good too. He was the only one that wasn't even himself. Everybody else was just being a version of Stephen Root, and he was a different human.
Yeah.
Like, he was a sweet, normal guy, and then he would play Jimmy James, and he would just fall into this character. He had a character just like when he was in Office Space. Yeah. So it was just
worshipped.
it's bizarre being on that show because I was 26, 27 when I was on the show, and I was sitting.
Big money, wow.
But it was also confusing. I felt like such an imposter. I was like, someone's gonna figure out that I'm blind.
That's funny. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good person to be feeling like that. I think I was a cocky fuck who was like, good for me. But I literally didn't get shit growing up. I auditioned for shit and never got, nobody liked me.
Really?
Every audition, they were just like, I would talk to my agent after and be like, you know, nervously asking what they say, you know? And then they'd have to be, well, did you read the sides before? I'd be like, what do you mean? That's what they said? Of course I read the sides. They were like, I thought you didn't know it that well. I go, what? I thought I knew it real well. They didn't like it? They think that you're, they would use words to